The woman never dreamed that her marriage would be arranged by her daughter. The girl on the other side also used the same method to hang the rope on her father. They ran to the side and waited quietly for the parents of both sides to meet. As the rope became tighter and tighter, Julie realized that something was wrong. Carl also found the abnormality at this time. Both of them were puzzled by the inexplicable extra rope and had to look for the camera at the other end. And this rope seemed to be the red string left by the matchmaker. They walked to the same corner from different directions and soon met each other, but the result was not as warm and romantic as imagined. Very careless photos, thanks to Kay himself. Seeing that Carl had the same rope on him, Julie mistakenly thought that all this was his prank. This made him even more dissatisfied with Carl, who was already angry. At this time, the two girls ran out and they came to their parents respectively. It turned out that today was Jejje's birthday. He wanted to invite friends to his house to celebrate with her, but after the quarrel just now, Carl didn't want to have any chance to meet Julie again, so he could only tell his daughter in person. There is still work to be done, but the two girls have made their own plans. Just as they were about to leave, Jia ran behind Carl and took his wallet. Half an hour later, Carl and his daughter knocked on the door of Julie's house. "It's yours, not your heart and my daughter. Thank you for finding my watch. Everyone likes it. Mail data, let's go home." The two didn't know that this was exactly what the two girls had arranged. Julie thought the visitor was a guest, and in order to express her sincerity, she invited Carl to have lunch with them. The two sat down and apologized to each other calmly, because they had already understood the ins and outs of the matter. They talked and laughed a lot. Maybe they both raised their children alone, so they had a lot of common topics and could deeply understand each other's difficulties. Just then, there was a shouting sound in the house, and Julie and Carl hurried to the door. It turned out that Jia accidentally locked herself in the house. Seeing that Julie was at a loss, Carl offered to help. Little did they know that this was still a prank by the two girls because they had to pick the lock, so they had to get tools. However, what they didn't know was that Jia was not in the room at all, and his voice came from the recorder. At this time, Jia was doing something big for his mother's happiness. In order to make them stay, he deliberately punctured Carl's tire with tools. In order not to be suspected, Jia needed to pretend to be trapped immediately. It turned out that she hung the broom with a rope. Just when he closed the door, Carl and Julie rushed back and successfully rescued Jia with the help of Carl. Julie was particularly grateful for his appearance. This made him feel a sense of security that he had not felt for a long time, and he couldn't help but have a good impression of Carl. But happy moments are always so short. Carl and Julie said goodbye, and Julie suddenly felt a little reluctant. Maybe you won't see each other again. Work sweeping the floor. Jia may be too eager for his father's company, or he may see what Julie is thinking. After they left, he asked Julie naively, "True love. The problem is not control but destiny. It will." Soon the doorbell rang again. "Oh my God, believe." "What? What about you?" He believed it. Although it was their daughter's matchmaking that allowed them to meet.